All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Tone Vays. It's around 1 o'clock in the morning, New York time. It is 9 in the morning here in the UAE. And let's go to the charts. Let's see what's going on. So here's the news that's helping to drive the market. BlackRock could seed spot ETF by end of October, filing says. What people have to realize is that BlackRock isn't going to tell you, hey, we're going to buy Bitcoin next month. Why don't you all buy into Bitcoin? This move is actually exit liquidity for BlackRock. Trust me, BlackRock has already purchased the Bitcoin. They're not going to tell you that they're going to purchase it. It's already there. And if it seeds the Bitcoin ETF, which I still don't think is coming anytime soon. So I do think this move, this exponential rise is a little bit irrational, but I'm happy that it's taking place. I also still think we are going to pull back. And if BlackRock is going to be seeding the ETF, they already have the Bitcoin. They're not going to telegraph it to you, right? I mean, that they will make money on this. So you are going to provide exit liquidity for their Bitcoin positions. They already have the Bitcoin and it's all ready to go. They probably had it for a while now. Probably were buying it right at the lows. I mean, that's kind of how they do it. Okay, let's go to the charts. Here's our long-term perspective. We are actually at the upper range of where I expected us to be. And next month, I actually expected us to pull back. Maybe not down to 26, but so far we are right in line with my purple projection. Now, today's price has not yet been reflected. And by today's, I mean, we're at 1 in the morning. So the price of Bitcoin that started pumping after 8 p.m. Eastern time has not yet been reflected in here, but it's not that different. Weekly scale. So the weekly scale still has more upside to go based on the MRI. I really thought that we would struggle a little bit at the top of the range, but now that we've made it well above the range, it is very likely that the pullback should not take us lower than the bottom of the range. And the bottom of the range is sitting in that $30,500 range, okay? That area. And if we do start to pull back, the moving averages will get a chance to, rally to the upside. We're getting the moving average crossover between the short term and the intermediate term. Sorry, between the short term and the long term, which is not that big a deal, but it's always good when your moving averages are in proper order. And they are actually not in proper order yet. Okay, so the real move, the real up move for Bitcoin has not yet started. You want all 3 weekly moving averages to look more like this, where the short term is above the intermediate term, above the long term, and they are all starting to rise. We are not there yet. So there's still going to be some ups and downs when you zoom out. This move is great, but it's not like it was back in the day. Let's go to lower level charts. We're about the allocation. I hate it when they screw up the freaking candles. Okay, like I said, I don't chase, especially irrational moves. Yes, it's possible we can go straight up. Yes, I should increase my position, and if we do not pull back today, I will significantly increase the position. But I'm going to give it 8 more hours for Bitcoin to find a bit of a top here and do a little bit of a pullback. Now, why am I expecting a top here? Well, exactly 24 hours ago, I sat on this stream and I said within the next 36 hours, I am looking for a top in Bitcoin. And I think I did that stream 1 hour earlier than right now. So technically, what I said 25 hours ago is, let's give it 36 hours. That means there is 11 hours to go. So I am still within my 36-hour window. If you go back to that video, the video that I did, like I said, at this time yesterday, I said I'm expecting a top within 36 hours. I still have 11 hours. Let's see if I am right on my window of the top. I didn't expect it to go up this high in a day and a half. In a day and a half, the price of Bitcoin has gone up 15%, and it's possible we can go further. But the further up we go in an exponential rise, the more we will drop. But by percentage, we should obviously, had we topped 24 hours ago, we would have gotten the pullback would have been smaller by percentage, but it would have taken us to a lower value. Could have taken us, let's say, back to 28.5. I'm not really expecting 28.5 anymore, but a pullback down to 29, 30, like 29.5, maybe 30.5. That's very, very reasonable. Not only have we completed the daily MRI, we are also on extension B. Extension B is one of the extensions I take seriously, especially on the daily scale. So let's see if the top still comes within my 36-hour window. I would like to be right on this. The moving averages are crossing over, which is great. If they're for a pullback and support area. Like I said, with every candle, we are removing a very low price of Bitcoin and replacing it with a very high price of Bitcoin. This is why you see the 50-period moving average rising so quickly. We just need about 8 more days to flush out this lowest priced candle this quarter, basically. This was the lowest daily close since an equal low daily close back in June. So technically, this is the lowest daily close since all the way back in March. We're talking about a 6-month low for Bitcoin, and we're going to flush this price out of the 50-period moving average. So that means that it's about to go up in its steepest possible way. And this crossover should happen, well, in about a week or two, and it'll be nice. So let's go to lower level time frames. This is our this is the 1 hour chart. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. Okay, so here is the 4 hour chart. You can see how the 4 hour chart is sitting right at an MRI top. And as you guys know, I really like the 4 hour chart in Bitcoin. To me, it's the equivalent of the 1 hour chart in the stock market, because Bitcoin trades 24/7 and the stock market only trades 7 hours a day. So here is an MRI top. This is not a weak candle. I would like to see it more of a candle like this that we had, well, yesterday on October 23rd. Today is October 24th. Wait, sorry, October 24th, October 20th. Sorry, October 20th, not October 20th. Not 23rd. And this was a 1 to 4 candle correction type of top. Let's see what kind of top this is. I still think it'll be a top. Is it possible we top, the prior candle, the 8 p.m. candle? It's possible. The current candle has not yet shown us enough. There's 3 hours left in this candle. This candle has just started. We could reach one more critical top, but either way, the 4 hour is in an MRI cell. Now, what about the 1 hour? Well, the 1 hour has just given us a warning candle. This means that the 1 hour will potentially give us an MRI top next candle. In order for us to get an MRI top next candle, we would need next candle to trade higher than $34,566. I think this is very, very possible. It would be really nice to see a 1 hour MRI top. Now, we had the 1 hour MRI top back here, back at 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time yesterday. We had the 1 hour MRI top inside a daily MRI top. I had suspected that this could be the top before the pullback. This would have taken place right at 31,000. We only pulled back 4 candles. We then started to rally higher. We had another 1-hour MRI top. Now this one, now we're super close to the 4-hour MRI top. And so this MRI here at 5 p.m. Eastern yesterday was going to be a little bit less likely to be the top for the market with all the news flying and everyone FOMOing. But right now, after a more extended exponential run into Bitcoin, we are significantly increasing the probability of that pullback. We have now gone significantly higher. We also have a 4-hour MRI top right now going on. Sorry, I went back to the daily chart. We now have the 4-hour MRI top in current candle as well. And we've got higher. Obviously, the higher you go on the exponential rise, the more likely you are to eventually completely reverse. We've seen crazy exponential rises in the past, and they didn't end all that well. The most famous one was, of course, back in June. Back in June of 2019. I remember this one. This was a crazy exponential rise. And Ugly Old Goat and I did a video right on this day, right at the top, talking about contango and backwardation and how it's completely crazy how the futures market got so far ahead of the spot market. I'm actually curious where the future market stands right now, but I don't know if I'm going to go dig into those charts. And there was an extension C. There was eventually a second consecutive daily MRI top. And we fell from 14,000 down to 9,000 fairly quickly. That was almost a 50% correction from the $14,000 top. It was about 40% in less than a week. So things do tend to correct 30%. Things do tend to correct fairly quickly when we get these exponential rises. Here is another one from a daily MRI buy back in July 2019 into August of 2019. And beautiful MRI buy right into an MRI sell. This particular MRI sell on the daily chart, while it did not break the prior swing highs, it immediately corrected us for 20%. And that high remained in place for quite a while. This high of 12,000 was not breached for over a year. The following high of 10,000 was February 2020. This was August 2019. That was not breached until July 2020. So that took exactly 1 year it was August 2019 and then it broke in here. Well, I mean, either here or here. So in the second half of 2020. So it took a year to break that top. So be very careful here. And look, if you're holding Bitcoin, keep holding, right? It hasn't shown big signs. To me, my technical analysis is flashing short-term pullback. It's not going to be anything catastrophic. I mean, my worst case scenario on the pullback is something like back to 30,000, 29.5. I would love to see a pullback into the moving averages. People will get very, very upset. And then from there, the real bull market sets in. All right, guys, I'm gonna glance at the other markets, but I took a look at it yesterday after markets closed. So nothing has really changed. Everything is going to be the same. Well, the futures market in commodities, you can see how we have an MRI warning. So that means the MRI top's going to come 24 hours from now. I think natural gas has pulled back enough. And here's another example. Here's natural gas rising exponentially right into a daily MRI top. and beautifully pulling back into the moving averages. I'm expecting something similar in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not that different than other markets. It's just a little more volatile. Oil markets are still consolidating. I'm expecting a big breakout. The Israel Palestine situation is only getting more heated because the United States is, the United States wants to destroy itself sooner or later, and they're clearly voting sooner. It's a complete and utter disaster. I don't think anything can be done about it. I think the best case scenario is just to avoid the United States and unaffiliate and maybe surrender that passport. It's the United States has become a complete menace, and I think 90% of all politicians should not only be forced out of office, but should be in prison and solitary confinement for the rest of their lives. All right, I got nothing else to say, guys. I need to go to the conference. I need to speak over there. Gary Gerritsen writes, yeah, well, guys, I talked about yesterday or 2 days, I think yesterday I did 2 videos, how I'm completely shadow banned and no one gets the notifications. So no one should be surprised. Didn't the Lightning Network fail? No. But I wouldn't know because I don't use the Lightning Network. I never thought it was production ready. I always thought it still needed, a couple of more years. And some issues were found in the Lightning Network. They will be fixed like everything else. No one's lost their money. No one's lost their Bitcoins. Like, you're not supposed to put your life savings into the Lightning Network. I mean, that was obvious. You use it for small payments, and it's more than good enough. I don't use it, but people use it and love it. No matter how flawed the Lightning Network is, it is an infinitely better solution than, say, shitcoins like Ethereum or Litecoin or pretty much anything else. Speaking of shitcoins, let's go and take a look. Ethereum is still dropping. They have fallen below very critical support levels. And Ethereum will likely go down quite a bit. Litecoin is on its way for an 80% correction. Anyone still dumb enough to hold on to Litecoin long term, I don't know why you're watching this channel. And even Monero is finally doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is dropping heavily. Monero is not a privacy solution. If you want a privacy solution, learn how to use Bitcoin in a private way. Monero is a pretty stupid way to get your privacy, because in order to get in and out of Monero, you're giving up your privacy completely. And what good is privacy when your wealth is in a token that will go to zero? So it makes absolutely no sense. Binance Coin has passed its critical support, and I can't possibly see a situation how Binance Coin recovers to new all-time highs. Cardano will just create another quadrillion coins and will trend towards zero because it has infinite supply that is being printed exponentially and infinitely. Same with Tezos. Eventually, you're going to run out of numbers here, and they will have to just add more zeros. It's all headed in that direction. Ripple, even Ripple, so much for the bullish case for Ripple, clearly dropping against Bitcoin as well. Dash can't be anonymous either. It is totally, they've been lying to you from day one. It makes absolutely no sense. And that is why it is trending towards zero as well. Solana is hanging in there. We'll see for how long. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna do a little bit of work, and I'm gonna head to the conference. One last peek, short-term chart of Bitcoin. Let's even pull up the 10-minute. The 10-minute version looks fairly strong. We topped, look at that. The 10-minute topped on an MRI. The last two 10-minute charts were, fairly decent MRI tops. But right now, the 10-minute chart does look bullish to me. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'm off to the conference. See you all on the next one. Bye, guys.